Hello and welcome to the We Are Birmingham podcast. I'm Chris Golding
I'm Matthew Elliott.
and Dave's back from dealing weed. How are we doing, Dave? You all right?
I mean, I would say that's half truth, but it's not even. It's not even half truth.
Okay, dealing with weed.
Dealing with weed. Okay, for everyone else that has no idea what this means, I spent all day surrounded by hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of cannabis, which would be great.
So much?
No. Everything.
He is available on Saturday if anyone wants anything. You find.
Yeah, it's all I can. It's all I can smell. It's all I can taste. It's all I can. It's all I can just.
Was it like being at a fishmonger's when you got back? Did you miss his smell it? She was like, where have you been?
Yeah, all my camera gear absolutely stinks of it. The car stinks of it. I stink of it. It's wonderful.
But you're not a dealer.
Categorically don't sell drugs. No.
So
Just photograph them.
how have we been? Chewy?
This is the last week or two. I've been like so busy. This week has been mega busy. I'm off work tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, but also in the back of my mind, just thinking about the amount of work I still have to do, which is why I was still working about half an hour before I came on here tonight. But I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm naturally always tired. It's been a very busy couple of weeks with work and home life. Home life thing doesn't ever really change, but it just gets worse.
Just gets busier.
Just gets busier sometimes. Yeah, school holidays as well at the moment. But no, I'm off tomorrow. We're going to Derry, London Derry. Choose your poison, whichever way you swing. To the Europe.
Explain that. I genuinely don't know. Which one's the right one?
It depends who you speak to. It depends who you speak to. I have a preference to call it Derry, but it really is. It's ask a local and see what they say. Ask a real local. We're going to a big Halloween festival tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow for the day and night. It's the biggest one in Europe. So it's going to be a late night and then a very early flight on Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Get into Birmingham at 7. So you guys better be waiting at the airport with me with flowers and coffee and.
Have you ever come into arrivals on an airport and someone's held up a kind of Mr. Matthew sign?
Yes. When I first joined the company that I work for now, I had to go to Germany quite a bit, and I got picked up in taxis with people waiting for me at the other end with my name on a placard. Pretty cool, actually.
Did it say Mr. Matthew?
It said, I can't remember actually. I think it was my name, and they always spell my surname incorrectly, which was really annoying. No, that has happened quite a few times when I was first started going over to Germany. But hey, that's me. So yeah, how are you guys?
I'm all right. I'm sorry. I've just seen a comment that says, "Can we get a volume gain on everyone?" So I was just literally just letting Dave know.
I saw a comment which was about your head. That's the one that threw me.
Was there a comment about my head? More than
you're fabulously bald, I think.
Fabulously bald. I mean, okay, I'll take it. So, Dave, what have you been up to?
We've just established that.
Other than dealing with weed.
Not deal drugs. What else have I done? I went to go and see Cunt and the Gang. That was funny. I can't remember when we last spoke. Had I seen Katy Perry?
No.
Go and see Katy Perry.
Was she all right?
Surprisingly good.
Did you get close to her?
I've been very close to Katy Perry. a lot closer than I thought I'd be to Katy Perry. we got really good seats for it. Normally press I put like good seats, but quite a way back. We got to our seats, photographed her from about a mile away. Then we got these seats and like touching. Can almost touch.
Did you get a whiff?
Did your equipment come home just smelling of Katy Perry? Was it all over your clothes? Could you had the half smell it on you when you walked in? Or
She was there. She was there as well.
oh, there we go then.
We both went to go see Katy Perry. The show was absolutely bonkers. I mean, you know, it made like Lady Gaga look like high art.
Was there any inflatable sharks dancing around on stage? No.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. There was one inflatable shark. She rode around the.
There wasn't two because she sacked the other one.
Yeah. No, to be fair, she had a good laugh about that. No, it was really good. The current Mrs. Justin Trudeau. Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Dating the former Canadian Prime Minister.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Someone has got their phone too close to
Me. Sorry.
Move it. Thank you. Move it.
Airplane mode. Done.
Good.
Right.
Good. What have you been up to?
So
your shelf looks. This looks like your old house now. Everything looks like it's in.
No, blocking it. So this week was very interesting, shall we say? It was a Monday morning trip to Manchester. Benjamin Bloom.
Yes, big day out.
Yeah, big day out.
You're famous now. You're famous. Not WAB famous, proper famous.
No. It's not fame. It's nice to be involved, nice to be invited. So Betfred and the Sportsman do a show called Untitled.
So what's it called then?
It's just Untitled.
Okay.
Went on, spoke to Benjamin Bloom, who's the Ipswich vlogger / championship guru. A lot of followers, very, what would you say, very clued up guy. Really nice bloke as well. And then Simon, who's from that Cov pod that we had on the other week, so he was hosting the show, and I didn't realise until I was like 10 minutes from home that we'd actually had him on the podcast for his preview the other week. So I met him, had lunch with him, got home, and I was like, oh, that's Simon that we had on the other week. So no, it was a really, really good trip. Got to go and speak about blues and sort of try and keep some balance to things, and hopefully did a good job. Had some really nice comments from people that listen, so thank you for sending them in. Apparently I did a good job and represented blues well, so happy to have done that, and thank you again for the comments. It was a really good experience. Other than that, yeah, that basically had a knock-on effect then, because then work was really busy trying to catch up for not being there. But yeah, it was great. Thank you everyone for the comments. But no, I'm not famous.
So if they haven't watched this, where can people go watch it? Remind us.
So it's on it's on the internet. It's on ITV4 on Friday.
It's on proper TV.
No, it's not. No. No, it's on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. You can find it there as a collaboration. So if you haven't watched it and you want to see it, you can watch it there, or go to the Sportsman / Betfred. But yeah, I think it's called Championship Untitled or Untitled. I should probably know that, but anyway, first topic. Shall we talk about the football or the open house? Football first.
I'm easy. I didn't watch any of the open house because I couldn't be bothered. I'm not bothered.
I tried watching the open house, but all I could see was the back of someone's bald head. And when I wasn't watching the back of someone's bald head, I was trying to work out what T-shirt. Who was next to you? Was it Derby Joe?
Derby Joe, yep.
I was trying to work out what the back of. I paid no attention to it because looking at your head and Derby Joe's T-shirt, trying to work out what it was. Missed most of the announcements because of that.
Well, talking about T-shirts. So I didn't have this at the time, but you know this beauty of a T-shirt. It is now signed by. Oh, I can't see.
Let me put.
That's signed by Tom Wagner. Keep right on. I have. So I've got myself a little Wagner Sage
What a
Relax.
week for Chris.
What a week.
Famous.
Got my Wagner
Autographs
Sage
from Tom
Relax
Wagner.
t-shirt signed. Yeah. Yeah, so the open house, I think it was a tough watch for anyone that wasn't there because of the delay. Obviously, in person, the delay was only half as bad. So no, it was
That was just when Craig Gardner was speaking, was it?
Yeah. Well done on asking. Well done on asking a competent question, Chris.
I mean, part of being invited to me is that you've got an opportunity to speak to people. I think that the reason that people didn't ask pressing questions, or for a reason that half of the room maybe didn't even ask a question or didn't put their hands up, were because we'd been told just before the Q&A thing that it was like they said about relevant questions and how like team selection. I didn't think Tom Wagner said it would like team selection questions won't be answered and this, that, the other. So I don't know if people felt a bit overwhelmed with it and didn't want to then put their hand up, didn't want to ask something that was off topic. I think the stuff about the stadium was covered that well that there was no real questions about it. I think the only question that was asked was, what's it going to be called?
No, there was another question that was like along the lines of, "Can I sit in my same seat?"
Oh, there was that one as well. Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant.
And it's like, yeah, in a 30,000 seater stadium that we've got now, or 27,000, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna have double the amount of seats. But yeah, you can have the same one. But
So on the stadium stuff, I would say park that, because there's obviously going to be some form of proper update on the 20th of November, isn't there? That
yeah,
we can probably discuss in more detail after then, although that is a delicate procedure day for me, so I won't be free that day. But maybe a few days afterwards.
This
Moving-
is
Moving swiftly along.
is that
that is the day? Yeah. So
delicate
that's,
procedure day?
that is delicate procedure day. Yes.
Oh,
you're getting breast
Sorry.
implants.
I mean,
sort of, yeah.
I think you've pretty much put it out there now.
There we go. Anyway, so highlights of the open house for you then, just a few things that stood out for you. So I've read some of the feedback I've read some of the articles that the Mail put out and sort of picked up some bits there. But what sort of highlights for you and things did you sort of take away from it?
The massive thing for me, and it's something that's long been in the back of my mind, was that they've said that all of the money generated from the sports quarter is club funds. So that's from the hotel, from the housing, from the shops, from all the stadiums and arenas and everything. That is all club revenue. And for me, that was something. It's like, are they coming in to buy this, to build this, so that they can get this revenue in?
So when they
and out?
say shops, they don't mean the money that shops are taking. They mean like the rent or
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So everything that the sports quarter, well, like obviously this is all that they've said, but they said that the shops, the housing, the hotel, everything will be club revenue. And that if we're in the championship when it opens, that will be the highest revenue club in the championship, above those with parachute payments. So they'd be daft to not be able to get us promoted if that was the case. And then
if we're still in the championship when they open that stadium, we've done something wrong on the pitch. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I agree. But I think the point that Tom Wagner was making with that was, if we're not, for whatever reason, the funds will be there then, and you'd have to be terrible not to.
Imagine how big your beard's going to be if we're not in the Premier League by the time it happens.
I've been tripping over it.
ZZ Chris.
And then the other, I've completely forgotten. If we are promoted, then we'll be in the top 6 revenue clubs in the country, in the Premier League, just by the revenue that area will bring in. So I think it's massive. Obviously the stadium stuff is to be or not to be confirmed. It's confirmed, but we know who
There's
we're
going to be
going
more
with.
detail on it in 3 weeks, isn't there?
Yeah,
Essentially. So
more to come. But yeah, I mean, it sounds very exciting. Things that we've heard sound exciting. I don't want to be disappointed when I see it, because it's going to be. This is something that's going to be there for the long haul. But ultimately, you can't please everyone, can you? So
no, you never
We've had-
please everyone. It'd be
we've had a
like
couple of
releasing a new
discussions.
shirt, won't it? That people will just they don't like it at the beginning, and then
Only.
eventually they just get used to.
Well,
They'll get used to it. And it's
this season shirt is exactly that. People have just got used to it. But it's sort of like, I personally still don't like this season shirt.
someone will
but
leak a shit picture of a stadium with a chimney on it, and then people will bitch about it. And
We've had a few questions. Do you want to go to some of the questions in chat about the stadium and about the open house?
Yeah.
Well, we've got those. Let me just bring one of those up first of all. Okay, coming in with that, I think guys should still all be on audio. It was a strange open house. It was a bit like when someone says, "I've got something to tell you, but I can't tell you." I have not got. Hang on.
Have I got no audio?
We've got your audio in there, Chris. Let me give me 2 seconds.
It was exactly like that. So Nick Smith basically said that on his part. He said, "I feel like a parent at Christmas where I've got this present and I can't give it to you. It's like I'm holding it back." And do you know what? It deserves a big reveal. It probably doesn't deserve being released to a room of like 100 people at an open house. It does deserve a big thing. So whether that's going to be that they go to like the ICC and they put on a big show for lots of corporate people and stream it for the fans, I don't know. But it does deserve something. I was hoping to see it, but
Let's bring another one in. It's working now.
okay.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
You can hear, can see you and hear you.
Shall I read it?
Go on, you read it.
I thought it was good just to answer that Chris Davis is actually picking the players he buys. That's from Zarking. I probably got that wrong again. He's with us every week and we can never pronounce it. I agree. I think the confirmation between Craig Gardner and Chris Davis that they are on the same page and they are working together was very important, because there have been times this season where it looks like Chris Davis isn't picking the players that have been bought, and it's like if he's involved with it, there's another reason for why he's not picking them. Not just that it's been like, here's a player, I've bought him, use him.
I'm still going to say there's still something not right in that process. I will get on to him in a minute, but like the Jack Robinson thing, like if you've got 5 players to choose from and he's the one you end up picking, there is something wrong in that process. And I think I said before that it's obviously we spent too much money earlier in the window on wages and sign-on fees and loan fees, whatever, and we were left with a very, very shallow pool of player. But the same thing, you can point that to what are you doing to the cash-in thing as well.
Yeah.
2 players that don't really fit the style of play or the model, really. I don't know. I appreciate them answering that question, and of course he's involved in the process. He would have to be, but
Well, there's
still a bit of disconnect for me. I personally think
what they're saying is he gets
despite
the
what they
final
say.
say. Now, I was told on the night that the reason that we went for Robinson was that they were after an experienced player. They lost Dukey, they lost Davis, I think it was.
Well, because they were looking at Ben Mee as well, weren't they? And remember Ben Mee went to Sheffield United, which basically freed up Jack Robinson, essentially.
Yep.
But your experienced player is fine.
But when you've seen what's happened the week before you've signed him against us,
and he's repeated that and got punished for that sort of action. So he should have only been used in emergencies, and I was all for adding balance to that back four, and I still am. But it's a bit of a stretch to be putting him in the team, and I think the Swansea game was a bit of a false dawn. We got, oh, maybe he's not as bad as we thought. No, he's definitely as bad as we thought. Anyway,
what is it for 4 games, 2 sendings off, 1 decent performance, 1 very good performance.
yeah, he was all right against Wrexham. He was pretty good.
He's now been suspended for longer than he's played.
Yeah, long may that continue.
Okay, another quick question then. Let's just bring this one on. Chris, I'll let you read it out.
I have a question, lads. This is from Dave YT, 8325, or Dave. I have a question, lads. Do you think that due to the fact that League One was a worse standard than we expected, means Davis can only be judged this season as any gaffer would have got us promoted?
I don't think anybody would have got us promoted.
I don't.
To be honest, I don't think anyone, because you still have to beat those pick-up points against the teams that are put in front of you. And we did what we had to do to win, and he found a formula that worked. And he was lucky. I said before, we were lucky it worked out very, very quickly for us. And yeah, the standard was poor, but I don't think anybody would have got us promoted. It was a poor league.
Someone did. Chris Davis got us promoted.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I was just
no. I mean, ultimately he'll be judged on
now.
Yeah, the here and now anyway, and he'll have time to do it. But...
I see. For me, last season was. I don't think that just anyone would have got us promoted, because I think if we'd have got Rooney in League One, I don't think he'd have got us promoted. But I think that the way that Davis gets you organised, and let's be honest, we have been very organised at times. We have been dominant in possession. The difference for me was we had probably a championship side. Well, we did have a championship side in League One, and the opposition that we're up against didn't have the same quality. So we didn't get punished for mistakes. We managed to nick a goal and win by 1, win by 2, where teams then weren't able to get them back. This season, that same formula doesn't work. We do get punished. We don't manage to nick a goal. And that's ultimately where we are at the moment, I think.
Okay. One quick question, slightly off topic here, for someone that may be a first time commenter, chooser, asking who we are. Just, you clearly missed the intro slide with all our names on it. Matthew, raise your hands.
This is Matthew.
Hang on, Matthew. You're on the comment screen, Dave, so no one can see.
There we go. Right, Matthew, raise your hands. Hey,
hi, Matthew.
Right. Chris.
I'm Chris.
And Chooser, I produce, so loiter in the background occasionally, coming up to wind people up and just make sure things work. So,
and put the comment screen on so that
comment screen on. Yeah.
So anyway,
so we hope that's at least
Chooser.
Let's get back on topic, because I went off and then you followed. So anything else on the open house stuff outside of the recruitment thing? And
I think just stuff that we knew, like the highlights of revenue and quite how much revenue has come in. I think he's just fantastic, and testament to the job that Nighthead have done to basically turn the club around from a club that people didn't want to spend money, that was just didn't want to be there. Essentially,
it's very different now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think you can feel that on match days and when you're like around the club shop, and just the amount of people that are there. in the fan parks and stuff, you just know it's a very, very different environment.
I think something that Nick Smith said, you've just mentioned the fan park, something that Nick Smith said about the infrastructure and stuff around the new stadium, where it's going to be something like 5 times, or I think he said 5 times the size that it is currently. I haven't got the notes with me. But he said, you think that it holds a lot of people now? It's going to be absolutely huge to grow with the new stadium. So that's going to be really cool to
Tom
see.
Wagner needed enough room to do tailgate parties. That's why that's what he wants to.
And NFL games at the new Blue Stadium, that
Yeah.
would be amazing. I mean, that was something that they said that they've factored in, that they can have any competition held there other than the World Cup final. And I think that's incredible.
Even Wagner might be
That's lacking ambition to me, though. That is.
Well, you're never going to get the World Cup final, though, are you? Because it's not a national stadium.
Oh, well.
Only time, Chris. Only time. One thing I did love, and I think it all came out after, and I know we don't want to dwell too much on what's going on in Witten, but the guy that had the meltdown talking about the compulsory purchase order of all those other houses.
Oh,
The tweet that kind of went semi-viral was just hilarious. Just in meltdown over their expansion plans, and the kickback he got from people saying you can't just fucking take homes off people like that. It's not how compulsory purchase orders work.
one of the reasons was
It's
they
not right.
they don't want to live by a football ground. Let's move them.
It's not fair. I just love that. It's just complete meltdown on their behalf.
Yeah. They'll wait until they see it. Some of them still say that it's not going to happen, so just wait until.
Yeah. Well, it's come up in the chat a little bit, and we've heard the word chimneys, and the only thing I can compare it to is like, so I think of chimneys. There's a chimney near me, which is the Express Lift Tower in Northampton, and so I'm thinking at the moment 6 fields with 4 fucking chimneys on either side, but I think it's going to be better than that.
Maybe it's just going to be like Springfield in The Simpsons, just one big nuclear chimney.
One big nuclear one.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so. That'd be huge. Yeah. What, just big cooling towers.
Yeah, and that can power the stadium as well.
The first nuclear powered stadium.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think they'll go solar, aren't they? Surely.
Oh, solar. I thought you were saying solar was in there. Only going to have one chimney.
I think it will just be one chimney. To be fair, to be honest.
Solar.
But
Okay, let's get the chimney predictions now then, Matthew. How many chimneys do you predict?
I'm going for one big fuck off chimney.
One big fucking chimney. Chris?
Are we sitting in the chimney end?
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't think any chimneys. I don't want any chimneys.
No chimneys.
No,
Okay, I'm going for at least 3 chimneys. Come on.
At least 3 chimneys.
Just
Give us a chimney prediction.
Yeah, no chimneys.
No chimneys.
No chimneys. No chimneys on target. No.
And anyway, so lastly, based on the stuff that I'd read in Mail, as I say again, I didn't watch it, so you'll be able to give a bit more insight to this. It seemed like Wagner was pretty vociferous in his backing of Chris Davis, which you would imagine is
Just Dave. I'm sorry to interrupt, Dave. Have you got the comment from Dave there?
I can't see this.
We have a shot.
Yeah.
We have a shot, and it goes over the bar, out the stand, and down the chimney hole.
Well, that doesn't actually say shot; it says
No,
shit.
yeah,
but I
he
think
corrected it.
does mean shot,
He corrected it later on.
Even still, if it is a shit, that'd be even more impressive.
Have a shit down the chimney.
They sorted out the sewer system anyway. So
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, mate. I got
so
sidetracked.
they were
We
quite.
have another one quickly, which again relates to you at the open house, Chris. Did you ask? Just talk people through the question that you asked, because you did ask a question, and it was one which.
Okay, so I said essentially, is there still a pathway for first team for academy graduates and academy players? I asked it a bit better than that, to be fair, on the night, and said that over the last few years, when we've struggled with having finances to spend, we had no choice but to bring youth through, and we relied on it a bit, and we've sold them on. Currently, doesn't feel like there's that much of a pathway for youth players. Still feel that a little bit, but I think that there may be a factor of we've brought more quality in. So yeah, that was the question. They basically sort of sidestepped it a little bit, but gave an explanation of what they're trying to do with the academy, what they're aiming for, what their target is. I think I definitely think there was an element of let's not answer directly, but it felt like they said we're not going to we've not got anyone good enough at the moment to bring through.
There's that, and ultimately they want to move at a pace that means we haven't got time to blood and wait for these youngsters to come through. And that's the same. You would have thought that League One would have been perfect for that, but they wanted to get out and they wanted to make sure they got out of the league, so they were playing the best team they could every week. And you saw Brandon Keeler get a few games here and there, but other than that, there was very little any academy players. I think we had some come on against Lincoln maybe in the FA Cup, but we're moving at such a pace, or the club want us to move at such a pace that they haven't got time.
Yep,
rightly or wrongly, and that's really the crux of it, I think, for me. But it was a good question compared to some of the ones we've heard in the past. So
Bibs.
well done. Yeah,
I was tempted to ask about the Bibs.
So
yeah, sorry.
As I was saying, to go back to it again, you wouldn't expect anything less at the open house, but Wagner was pretty vocal about his support for Chris Davies. Now, ultimately, I don't think it means a lot, but it was nice to hear backing when you've got a small crowd of people wanting otherwise. What were your thoughts on his comments? You were there. I've only read online articles. So your thoughts on his response?
It felt very genuine. He basically said, "We're backing Chris." He's still got our full support.
Did he mean you, or did he mean you were wearing that t-shirt, weren't you?
I wasn't wearing it. I had a bright yellow and black high vis lumberjack shirt on that people spotted.
To me. I saw it.
Yeah.
Did the invite say, "Can you wear something as loud as possible?" So
no, and the invite didn't say you go and sit front and centre either. But that was Derby Joe saying, "Oh, so I said to Joe, let's go and sit at the back. Look, there's loads of seats over there," and he went, "No, let's sit here, right at the front, right in front of the presenter." I was like, "Okay, all right, let's do that then, Joe." Right in front of the camera that was like here, apparently.
Again, I think I mentioned it in the chat. It was a missed opportunity not to put a WAB QR code on the back of your head.
Next time. But no, it seemed very genuine. The response seemed very genuine. It didn't seem like the old Football Manager style of vote of confidence. He
didn't caveat it with, but footballs are funny old games, and things can change very quickly, and there was none of that.
No. And I can see him getting time. I think that whilst he obviously nailed his colours to the mast very, very early and said, like, we want promotion, I still think that is the case. I think he said it on the night saying when he was asked whether he should reassess. I think that he said, like, no, I'm not. I still want the same, but I think sort of admitting that it might not happen.
So there were comments, weren't there, about because they spoke about this analytics company, and we spoke about this before, and I think the analytics company had them finishing with the current squad, had them finishing fourth. They didn't say this, did they? And they didn't give what their final league prediction would be. After running it through the supercomputer a billion times, but I'm pretty sure it was like top 4 or something along those lines. But they also said that we are where they expected us to be at this point in time, which I think is bullshit. Also,
yeah, I'm not sure that they do that. that anyone would have predicted that would be 15th. I think they'd have wanted to have been much closer to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But so this the way that this thing plays out, that their predictions and stuff. So I had this conversation with someone on the night, and I said, "So does it just run through all of it?" I was like, "How many times did Jack Robinson get sent off in those predictions of your?" And it was like, "Oh no, it doesn't work like that." So God knows what it actually does do, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I think data's amazing, but there's only so much that you can rely on it because it's
Well, so
not
apparently
fully respective
they
of the
ran
real
it
world.
last season, and they'd run something for last season. This company had run it for last season, and it was ultimately like pretty much as they expected, bar about 2 or 3 teams in various different, in slightly different places in the mid tables. I don't know the full thing behind it because I've only very briefly heard about it. But I'd mentioned this to you, I think, start of the season, or when we just, I think it was come to close the window or something. It's whatever the data is they're using, it's supposed to be very, very accurate. But I'm struggling to see us finishing 4th at this point in time. It's obviously still very, very early on, and I'm struggling to believe that they are happy and we are in the position that they expect us to be in at this point in time. I'm not sure I believe that.
So the other thing that was in relation to that was Wagner when he sort of opened up for his part, and he said that he felt like we're getting better and stronger every week. I'm not sure that I feel that. I feel like we've been decent and then dropped off a little bit, and like the injuries definitely haven't helped. But
there's a serious lack of consistency, I think, across the board. So this is actually quite a good segue. So should we move into just into the actual football? I don't know how much you want to talk about Hull, or if you want to briefly skim over that and then talk more about the Bristol City game. They were very different games of football. I will caveat it by saying I only watched the highlights of the whole game because I was away at the time of the game.
Do you want to tell people why you didn't? Well, it's a special day, wasn't it?
It was the day before, but I had a little family trip to a log cabin in the middle of nowhere, which was quite nice with a hot tub and all sorts. But it was our family, our immediate family. It was a bit of a surprise for me for my birthday. Well, the kids went in and then they went to sleep and we put them to bed, and then we went into the hot tub afterwards when they were fast asleep, which was fun. Yeah, it was a nice little day, nice little evening.
That doesn't work on the
that was a Saturday,
on the audio version of the podcast, does it?
I think we can make the thumbnail now, a picture of you in a hot tub.
There we go. But yeah, so I only watched the highlights, extended highlights, the day after, or maybe the Monday. I can't remember. But yeah, from the obviously the defending looked appalling. Obviously, you had the Jack Robinson issue. It sounded like, or it looked like, we looked a little bit more progressive with the football and moved the ball a bit quicker than we have seen us do previously. But at the same time, that may have left us a little bit exposed in midfield and at the back. But I mean, I don't want to spend too long on Hull, but let's get your views on that game, and then we'll talk about the Bristol City game before we look forward to Portsmouth.
Well, I mean, it started positively enough. Then obviously Robinson scored an own goal. I mean, which
good finish to be fair from a tight angle.
Yeah, he did well. To be honest, I think sort of exposed the probably lack of pace back there. They were in, weren't they? He tried to recover and ended up knocking it into his own net. Didn't have the best of days because then obviously the red card later on. I genuinely, I completely missed the red card because was it Tommy Doyle that had taken the shot and it had flown into the stand. I can't remember who it was.
Either Doyle or Leonard. I think it might have been Leonard. I'm not sure.
But yeah, flying into the stand. So I've looked to see where the ball's gone, And then I turned back round, and Robinson's on his way back and walking off. I'm like, what the fuck's going on there? I was just watching to see where the ball was. I don't even know. Like, there wasn't anything to even kick off about.
Well, I mean, all the Blues players seem to think it took a deflection. It went out. It went for a corner. They were all appealing for it and thought it was a corner. That was literally everybody. And I think he was, as he does, giving the referee some shit about that. And then obviously, referee had booked him quite quickly, and he carried on giving the referee some shit and didn't shut up. As we've seen him do before against us. He never got punished for it, and he should have been punished for it. And obviously, a quick red card came out. But
I mean, I've seen it back since, and it was fully spot on.
we still don't know what he actually said, but clearly, like in the post-match presser from Davis was not happy about that. Ultimately, it probably cost us the game.
Yeah,
or at least a point.
Worth noting that ref was a job's worth. He wasn't very good.
They're all jobs worth, aren't they? Though, especially to you.
That's not me, by the way. Not to me. No, he wasn't a good ref. He was very much look at me. It's all about me. And I heard some stuff about what went on behind the scenes as well, and he was very much like that in the tunnel and in the changing rooms. So I can't go into what it was, but yeah.
All right, like Nick Smith. All right, mate. All right.
But
the thing is, though, if that's the case, then Robinson's experienced enough to know to not be a fucking bell.
Oh yeah. I'm not excusing what he's done at all. For me, it's like that should happen more.
Just make the assumption every referee is a fucking job's worth.
Yeah.
No? Because most of them.
Yeah.
Are.
Yeah.
Or at least we all seem to think they are.
And I just think that like this is your experienced head that you've gone out and signed, and he's reacted that way, and he's ended up taking you down to 10 men and lost you the game. Like for me, there's no way back from that now. You shouldn't, unless we're ridiculously desperate. He shouldn't be playing again.
Yeah, I mean, the concern is if anything happens to Neumann, then with
Cashin,
either him or Cashin. But
I'd go
maybe
Cashin.
Being unfair on Cashin, but I mean, I was not sold on him when we signed him either, because I just don't think he fits the style of play, and he's looked pretty ropey in the majority of games we've played.
We brought him on at Preston to shore things up and to hold on, and we did, but he
did his best not to.
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable with bringing him on. Like, I didn't think he looked comfortable when he was on. I thought that we looked more likely
to dragging down the opposition player as well.
Well, yeah, penalty potentially.
His first touch was a header back that went out for went out for a header away, but it went out for a corner. Yeah. It worries me as well because he's not really a ball playing centre back, and I know Neumann's not great, but he can carry the ball out.
The big
I think that needs addressed in January, and I know it's only the end of October, but I think we still need to be looking at what we can do in January, adding extra players, because I think there's a few areas that we are lacking. We won't be able to address them all unless there's some serious turnover again. But
that's exactly what was mentioned in the open house as well, was that we essentially hit our limit on what we could spend. We've said this a few times in the podcast, especially sort of in the transfer window pods that we did, saying we're probably quite close to the limit. And that Jack Robinson one, you say about him being, where does he come on that list of 5? And he was probably on that. He was probably top of that list of 5, but the 4 below might not have been very good, because the 5 above the list of 5
Can you
above
imagine
that,
how bad those other ones were?
But the list of 5 above that might have just been out of reach for financial reasons or whatever else. So you don't know how far down that list you've actually worked for that to be your top
And
top one
again,
of
it's
5.
just, I think some of the recruitment for the summer window, whether Davis has the final pick or not, I think that the strategy of it, the way they've gone out and signed these players, yes, okay, they thought they were signing the best players possible for those positions early on the window, but they've done it at the expense of weakening other areas of the team, for me. But
Yeah.
anyway, this is a conversation for another day, because I think there'll have to be business in January, especially if we don't find any consistency. So
I think
any
I think that's key though. Consistency is key, and that's what we need to find. We need to actually settle ourselves because we. So a few games back, we went on a run of what 3 games or something without a shot on target, and then we fixed that, and we started looking a little bit more adventurous. But then we went into the Bristol City game. And I mean, I thought that I thought the stats said we had 1 shot on target. I just had a look and it said that the screen that I've got up says that we had none.
It was a blocked shot, so
Was it a block? Some
some
class it, some
outlets
don't.
class it as a shot on target. Other outlets, I think it was Kyogo, was it, had a
Yeah,
blocked shot?
I can't even remember it. That's how bad it was in that game. But we 14 shots, but none on target or 1 on target, depending on what you're looking at. A lot
But they
of the
weren't even proper shots, for God's sake.
well, no, when they're like 18 yards out or 20 yards out, and you're having to.
Is this us moving to Bristol City now?
I'm just sort of floating between all 3 games. They've sort of merged into one.
I mean, the whole game, we were a little bit more exposed. And do you know what? We actually, even when we were down to 10 men, from the extended highlights, I thought we looked quite dangerous going forward. But that's because we probably had to, because we were behind. And when we're behind, we do tend to turn the screw a little bit.
There's more desperation when we're behind.
But
More urgency.
But then some of the defending, even there was just people not, I think, against Hull, like Dimmy wasn't tracking his man. Iwata had lost the ball in midfield. There was some really poor marking in the box when Hull scored. I think it might be the second or the third. I can't remember. I think it was the third, actually. It's just really, really disappointing and quite almost out of character to a point. So it was no surprise that we looked far more solid against Bristol City at the back, but again did very little going forward. And it's a shame we didn't do it. Hadn't done a podcast before that game, because I was looking at the some of their stats, and most of the games they've won this season, they've had very little possession. They've basically let the opposition have the ball and look to hit on the counter with pace and be direct. If you take the Southampton game again, they played Southampton in the week, and Southampton had like 70% possession, and Bristol City beat them 3-1.
Yep. I mean,
we played right into their hands.
Signs
by
were there,
having,
weren't they?
We played right into their hands by having all that possession, and we're doing nothing with it. We don't move the ball quick enough. We do occasionally move the ball quick enough at home, but away from home we certainly don't. And we need to. And I don't know. We've spoke about this before, but you need to be able to mix it up, and you need to be able to zip the ball around and be a little bit braver. Again, we spoke about this. We spoke about this last season actually as well, when we were in League One and we were winning then.
This has been a thing that Chris Davis has said a few times though. We didn't move so we've come out from games afterwards and we've lost them or we've drawn them. Haven't really had opportunities on goal, created good chances. And he's turned around afterwards and he said it after Bristol City, we didn't move the ball forward enough. We didn't move the ball fast enough. You're the manager. You've got to put that right. So you've got to create changes.
It's bizarre, isn't it? Because it's like he recognises it. Okay, he recognises it, and he's saying it out loud. He's saying it explicitly when he's been interviewed and to the press, etc.
You got to address it.
But we're not seeing that translated on the pitch. Now, is it a coaching thing, or is it a play? I don't think we've got players that should be scared of anything.
No,
I'm a little bit confused that again, I'm going to say the word disconnect because something isn't right.
Something's not right. And do you know what? Another thing was we went into that Bristol City game with Leonard, Doyle, but also Peck, and also Kyogo.
Who was dreadful, I thought, by the way.
I know Kyogo was playing right back and sort of filling into that midfield as and when.
Iwata,
but
not Kyogo.
Sorry, yeah.
Can you imagine Kyogo right back? That'd be fucking hilarious.
Sorry, Iwata, yeah. Yeah, no, it's Kyogo's on my mind because there's another reason for that. I'll come back to that. But yeah, he had Peck and Iwata playing and Leonard and Doyle. So for me, the Peck thing was I can't drop him. He's my reliable player that I can't keep out of the team. Now I think the one change that would have made a massive difference there, if you've got Kyogo in, you play Kyogo up top, you've got Stansfield who you drop back, then you've got you actually stretch them a little bit and you give yourself that extra outlet. And I think that would have made a difference. And I think that we've got to start seeing him.
I think he has to play, and whether that's with Stansfield or whether that's with, I think Kyogo and Dukes would be a very good partnership. But he's going to need some games to get up to speed. But the likelihood of them dropping or Stansfield being on the bench is probably quite slim at this point in time. But I agree. I think we probably would play. Certainly, if we've got Doyle and Leonard in midfield, I think we probably would play our best football if Kyogo's up top. Still got to move that ball quicker. I mean, I
think getting the ball through that midfield is an issue, and when you're playing Peck and Iwata, making sure that I didn't say Kyogo again. Then Peck and Iwata in the middle. I think now, at this level, having both of them, it's too slow. I think last season we got away with it. Last season they were a level above everyone. This season, I think now we need something different in there to move that ball forward quicker. And so that if that's you're playing Peck, you've got to play Doyle with him so that Peck can give the ball to him and you can move the ball quicker through Doyle, and you've got those opportunities. But I think it's too slow with both of them.
Peck's a very sorry, go on.
Can I just bring a quick question in? There's a few things coming in, and one you might want to quickly have a look at.
Yep.
Davis is overcoaching the players and sucking any creativity out of them. We have quality, skillful players that are being wasted. From Dave YT825B again.
I'm not sure about being overcoached. I think that they're well drilled and they're well coached, but the way that we're trying to dominate games and control games, that there's too much there, and there's not enough expression and attacking freedom there. It's just too slow, but that has to come from how they're managed, how they coach. So I maybe that's what Dave's saying, in that he's just trying to have them too drilled, but I think what they do generally is fine, but you've got to be able to then break out and be more creative with the ball in the final third. And the middle third, to be fair.
I mean, yes, 100%. I do think there is an element of potentially being overcoached. Sometimes I do worry about it, but it's all about what happens in the final third. And we brought in like Damari Gray and Patrick Roberts to make a difference in that final third. I think Patrick Roberts has looked pretty good for the most part. I've been quite impressed with him. Dimmy's up and down. I'm still scratching my head at some of his performances. I thought Kesh Anderson is a very, very forward-thinking player, and on Saturday, he seemed to get a lot of abuse from Blues fans online, on SHA. Actually, in that first half, I think he was probably our most dangerous player, and he'd made runs and he was picking out players, and he was getting to dangerous positions. And Bristol City really struggled to cope with him.
Yeah.
The only issue we had is his final ball is sometimes his touch let him down. But I thought he was really, 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 really good in that first half, and he caused them quite a few headaches. And I think they brought on a player in the second half at half time, pretty much to try and nullify the threat that he was
Yeah, it
causing
was
them.
the fullback, wasn't it?
And it worked particularly well. But that whole game, we just played right into their hands. And I'd said in the Ulster supporters group chat with them that they'll let us have the ball for the majority of the game, and they'll just try and hit us on the break. And that's exactly where the goal came from. And to be fair to them, it's a very, very good finish. I'd love to see us do something similar to that. I mean, I guess we saw us do the goal against Blackburn, didn't we? The winner, the Dykes winner, when Gray had come down the wing, crossed it in for Dykes. But
Yep.
we potentially need to see more of that. Maybe we need to be able to sit back and soak up pressure, but maybe we just haven't got the players that have got the pace to do that.
I think we look if we play our strongest back line, bear in mind that involves not having suspensions, not having injuries, which have been a problem. I think that they're strong enough. I think what Preston threw at them, granted, refereeing decisions or whatever aside, I think they showed that they can deal with.
Yeah, I mean, my problem isn't that it's not really the defending as such. It's the breaking away at us breaking away at pace.
Yeah, but I'm saying we've got enough to soak pressure up, but we've then got to get out, and that is just be quick to break. But
in theory, we misled a lot. In theory, Boss should be able to help us break out of defence at pace. He's very, very quick. We haven't seen anywhere near the best of him. I've been 1 or 2 games he's looked pretty good, and the rest I've been quite disappointed. He's starting to remind me of Aaron Wan-Bissaka a bit, which is again a bit of a worry.
Start of the season, he looked like he was absolutely flying, and then went out. Came back in.
Never seems for someone that used to be a winger. He never seems to know what to do in the final third when he gets there.
Well, there was a
Go on.
graphic that came out the other day, wasn't there? That basically said
everything.
That he's not very good at defending, and he's not very good at attacking. And he
But
was
I think bar the Coventry game, I think he has been quite good at defending. From the eye test, I think he has. It's just that right back position is a really important position, or has been a really important position for us under Chris Davies. And he does not have the same impact in the final third that Ethan Laird does.
No, agreed.
They're very different. But again, I go back to the fact that Ross used to be a winger. Why is he not using the attributes he used to use, like the attributes he used against us when he scored that goal against us at St Andrews for QPR? Like, where is that element of his game? Okay, it was maybe 5 years ago or something, and he's aged a bit, but he was 27. He's still in his prime.
Yeah.
We need to see something else from him, and it doesn't help that we've only got Cochrane at left back as well, who is quite one-paced, and he's all right. He was a good League One left back, but he's far from being a good Championship left back. He's okay for me, so that needs to be addressed as well. That doesn't help. And we just need a bit more power and pace all over the pitch, don't we, really?
Yeah. Well, on that point, actually, I'm going to pull it back to Dave. There's a comment that was made by Trevor, I think it was, a little while back, about what I said on the podcast with Benjamin Bloom the other day, because it's in relation to this as well. So, Chewy, you've just said, going and finding... here it is. So, Trevor Owen said, Chris, you told Benjamin Bloom that we're near the limit and don't have the funds to spend again in January. That goes against the bullish talk from Wagner about financial clout. Can you explain more? Now, what Wagner said the other night at the open house, or the way that I took it, was that the reason that we didn't spend more and we didn't go bigger in the transfer window was because the financial people said you're at your limit. You are where you are.
When we're talking about P&S, FFP here, aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah. Not that they haven't got the money, but that they physically can't spend the money. There's not that headroom in there. And what you've got to think, over the last 2 seasons, or the last 2 seasons, we've spent probably £40 million plus wages, which are massive. Wages, obviously, you can. So Wagner made this point at the open house that you can sign a player on a free transfer, but he's very expensive wage wise. But you might spend a lot of money on a transfer, but the actual wages are lower. So those transfers,
This is always the thing that people seem to, I think some people struggle with, because they'll say, oh, we haven't spent a penny yet. Well, actually, when it comes to P&S or FFP, wages are the killer.
Yep.
Wages are always the killer. So you'll notice that we'll give players 3-year contracts, or Jay was what did Jay sign? A 7-year contract?
7 years, yeah.
7-year contract is, because they can spread that 14-15 million pound
across it.
fee across those 7 years. So that only really affects us like £2 million a year or whatever. Whereas Damari Gray, okay, yeah, it might be a free transfer, but he would have had a huge signing on fee. Don't know what it looks like, but bear in mind he was on 75 grand a week at whatever club it was in Saudi. And yes, okay, he took a wage drop, but that would have been made up somewhere along the line. And he's on quite a lot of money for a championship player, and now you can't amortize that.
No.
That is coming out of the books every week. So whether that's, I don't know, somewhere between £30,000 and £50,000 a week, that's a lot of money for a championship player, and that eats into the budget as well. And we would have the same with Boss, because he came from Turkey and we had a lot of interest elsewhere.
But you're talking about the players that we've signed. Just what you've got to remember is that we've got Tyler Roberts, we've got, who else is sat there? Lee Buchanan at the moment because he's out injured.
Yeah.
All these other players are still on the books. They're still getting wages. So that money isn't available to spend. It's just it's eating up. Probably, I would guess that in the 90% region somewhere of that budget, total budget for wages. And that's why when they've gone out and signed players, that they've had to, we needed to go out and get someone, so we've gone out and got Robinson, and it's filling that gap. And Roberts as well, like trying to do what they can with that remaining budget, get the best in that they could.
I mean, Roberts probably wouldn't have been cheap, to be fair.
No, but that's what I mean.
He would have got a promotion wage increase with Sunderland, so we'd have him to be covering some of that as well.
Yeah. But the point is,
plus potential loan fee.
It's not just your players that are in your match day squad. It's everyone that's in there that's on those wages, and it's a hell of a lot of money. So I think what probably happened is that when Wagner was talking at the start of the season saying that we've got all this money to spend, that he thought that it was going to be much easier to offload players. That hasn't happened.
We've never been able to offload players.
No. Only ones that we didn't want to sell.
Yeah. We've always really struggled to sell players when we need to sell players, or move players out when we need to move players out. And when we do, and I said this would happen at the beginning of the window, we've made it blatantly obvious that a lot of these players we don't want around next season, and nobody bought them. Everybody waited until right near the end of the window to do loans on them and give us pennies for them, because they knew we wanted to get rid of them.
Yep. That's exactly right. And
it's like the Don thing when he thought we were going to sell like X, Y, and Z for so many pounds, and would be absolutely fine in the business plan, and he completely fucked it up. It's not like that, but it's a bit more competent than that, I think.
Or teams just don't want them.
Well, I mean, they did get moved on eventually.
Not
Tyler
everyone.
Roberts is playing really well for Mansfield, by the way. Scored the other day as well.
Lyndon Dykes, Samstead.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't move everyone on because not everyone's wanted, or not everyone's the teams aren't gonna stump up
Apparently
for
there
them.
was interest in Samstead, but nothing actually materialised, did they? But it was quite odd. And obviously the Dykes thing, but we never had a replacement for Dykes, so letting
No.
him go would have been daft. And
It would have
actually,
been at that last minute. I think that if he'd have gone earlier, I think that they might have had a plan. Don't know what the plan was. The so Bielik's just been mentioned in the chat. I think that Bielik, because we showed our hand, left for probably more than we would have got for him had we not sort of been saying he's available.
yeah, I mean, it's actually he's barely getting a game there, is he? But he wanted to play more. I think he was disappointed with the amount of game time he got last season in League One, and ultimately,
Wanted to play,
yeah.
and it
But
isn't.
we are so much weaker for letting him go, and
Yeah.
he would have played as
Yeah.
well now, which is the funny thing. He
Yeah.
would have got game time, and we probably would have been. I'd say we probably would have had more points on the board. I know it made sense for him to go. He wanted to go. It's just a shame because I think if been a little bit more patient with that one, we could have been saved from Jack Robinson.
We could have all been saved. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on in those? I think we've sort of summarised them all together. Like it's
Yeah,
they've all sort of
the
merged
Bristol
into
City
one.
game I was just really disappointed with because despite the fact we lost against Hull, there was some green shoots of just attacking football against them, and I think it would have been nice to see us try and carry some of that on. Well, it didn't happen. The Bristol City game was just silly because I just think we just played into the hands of them. And it's funny because I think I saw Chris Davis say he said he didn't expect them to have as much possession and control as they did. But for me, even before the game, I knew that was going to happen. Now, I don't know whether he just misspoke or whether I maybe I even misheard, but that's the way they play. They will hit you on the counter. They'll soak up the pressure. They're quite happy to let you have the ball. We've got to find a different way of playing when we come up against these sorts of teams, because
We haven't
yes,
got enough to break them down,
or how maybe we have,
or
but we
not
need to find
being used.
there's a different formula that
Yeah.
we need to use to. And I don't really know the answer of that. I want to move the ball quickly. I want people to get their head up, and I think you're right about using Kyogo up front, and when Dukes is fit, I think he's obviously a creative type as well in that sort of 10 type role or 9.5 type role, whatever you want to call it. We've got dangerous players. Damari Gray on his day can be very, very good. We haven't seen anywhere near the best of him yet, and he's been in and out of team a little bit as well. I think at the moment I don't feel like he suits the way we play, but he will get better. You would think. Kesh Anderson is dangerous in the final third. Sometimes his final ball lets him down, or his decision making can let him down. But that's why he's playing for us.
Do you know what we're talking about Kesh as well? One of the things that I've been a little bit disappointed with him since he's come back, looking for fouls. He's going down very easily, and I know that that's something that like footballers do, and they try and buy things.
I noticed
But
one against
almost-
Bristol City, but I don't think I've seen. Nothing else really sticks in my head.
There was another one. I can't think of which game it was. Maybe wouldn't have been. Can't remember. but there's definitely another one because there's a couple, and because that one at Bristol City then made me think, like, stop doing that. Stop trying to get soft decisions, because you're essentially it's painful for us because we're then out losing possession, or we've got a man on the floor while they're starting a counter. It's something that I've just seen in the chat. Zarking, we need to be more dangerous on set pieces. Now, this is something that we have scored one.
Yeah. Albeit off of the shoulder / arm.
But we have.
Yeah.
Offside as well.
That was a great delivery.
Offside as well, by the way.
Offside.
I said to you, it wasn't offside. And then I looked back and it was his foot, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think when I watched it on Sky, they established that it. I think Clara and someone else were offside, but they couldn't establish whether Neumann was off.
Just following that up very quickly.
But I mean, it was a great ball in by Cochrane, and he has put in good balls. We've seen him do it.
Yeah,
he's never forward enough to put in.
Also,
good balls.
His dead ball delivery isn't consistent. Last season,
nobody's is in that squad.
That's very true. Tommy Doyle's put some of the best ones that I've seen in, but we just haven't been great at attacking them. But I totally agree with that. We've said it for a long time. Set pieces just haven't been good enough. We're right down at the bottom of the table in terms of set piece goals.
The majority of the time, you've seen them try different things every now and then. You think, oh, maybe they're making some headway, but it's always that first delivery for a lot of the time is quite poor. It'll end up hitting the first man, and that's a finable offence to me, to be perfectly honest. But they do need to get better at it. I think we've spoken about it 100 times. We don't need to keep going on about it because it'll get mentioned again next week when inevitably we have shit set pieces again. Do we want to move on to Portsmouth quickly before shutting down for the evening?
Are you ready to go? You got a hot tub to get into, have you?
No, I haven't. I'm just a very busy man with lots to do. Got to get some of that stuff that Dave sent me earlier on that he'd sold me. So help me go to sleep now.
You actually got a hot tub at home?
No, I don't. I've got a bath and a shower. That's if that counts. No, I don't have a hot tub at home. I had a hot tub. No, I don't have a hot tub at home. I could if I wanted one. I can't afford it.
Right.
If you have a hot tub you'd like to donate to Matthew,
yeah. It's the running costs
bring it on Saturday. Bring it on Saturday.
It's the running costs that are killer, isn't it?
I wouldn't be able to get that back on the plane, I don't think. I've
only
got
back over the sea in it.
I've only got carry-on luggage. If I come over in the car in December, which I will do, we'll strap it to the roof and I'll be able to get on the ferry with it. It'll be fine.
Go back over in the hot tub.
If anybody wants to bring a hot tub to Charlton, I will be at that game. I can tie it to the car and I can take it back on the ferry. So any donations are appreciated.
We'll get a hashtag going with this. Matthew's hot tub or something.
Hashtag Matthew's hot tub.
Right.
Portsmouth. So they've not won for 3 games.
No.
But they've also lost against Stoke and Coventry.
I think I'm a little bit dyslexic because whenever I read their manager's name, I see Jose Mourinho.
Oh, it's John Mourinho.
Yeah,
he used to be the Oxford manager, wasn't he?
But I read some comments from him on Small Leaf Alliance the other day. Jose Mourinho says Birmingham have been very unlucky. Birmingham have done this. Birmingham have done this in League One. I'm like, what the fuck's Jose Mourinho talking about us like this for? And then look back. Oh, John Messina. Okay, right. Yeah, that makes much more sense. Much more sense. So Portsmouth manager John Messina was very complimentary about us, but he's gonna be because that's Almost Steve Evans' tactics from last season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Big,
that didn't
big 'em
work
up
out well for him,
beforehand.
did it?
No.
But they have only won one game away from home, and it was against Oxford, his former club, funnily enough. It's a funny one. I don't really know what to make of. I don't really know what to make of Oxford, to be perfectly honest. So,
Or Portsmouth.
oh yes, Portsmouth. Sorry, I know exactly what to make of Oxford. Yeah, I mean they're only a couple of points behind us in the league, aren't they? Not great away from home, but then neither were Hull, and look what happened there. So Colby Bishop, good player. Should we try to sign him at one point?
Yeah, they're 18th, 13 points. We're 15th on 15 points, so literally right behind us. Do you want some of their stats?
Go on.
Home, 7 games, 6 goals. Doesn't say how many they've won though at home. Away,
I think it's
5 games, 4 goals. Again, doesn't say how many they've won. So that's
they won one game away and they've won.
Blues breakdown here.
yes,
They've
yeah.
won 2 games at home and they've won 1 away, I believe.
Ben was busy. They've won what?
They've won 2 at home and 1 away.
And then lost and drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, so who scored in the absence of Ben from Blues Breakdown? Who scored? Say, Portsmouth characteristics are their strengths, attacking set pieces.
Brilliant.
Right. I feel like Neumann and Clara back to dominate. I feel like we sort of sound.
Carry on with the rest of their strengths and development areas, as we call it at work.
Other strengths, their only other strength, protecting the lead.
Okay, so
Don't give them a lead.
So defend the box, don't give them a lead, right?
Yeah.
Carry on. Yeah.
If we do that,
this is football 101.
we'll win.
This is
Right. Weaknesses, where we should exploit. Finishing, scoring chances, they're weak at. Avoiding offside, they're weak at. Defensively, defending set pieces, they're weak at. So we're
Excellent.
scoring from another set piece.
We've been here before. This is like deja vu.
Defending counter attacks, they're weak at.
Oh, we won't have to worry about that, will they?
Maybe we will.
Maybe
we will. Defending against long shots, very weak. Now, this is something that I was going to say in the sort of summary of the last few games. We've had, in some of the games, we've had a fair few shots, but not hit the target. And when it comes to dropping out to the edge of the box, and you've got Tommy Doyle and Mark Leonard who can strike a ball, but not looking confident, and the ball's going 5 yards over the bar, not threatening.
Iwata.
Yeah. I mean, he showed what he could do last season, but whether that confidence just isn't there.
No.
But some of those, do you know who else they've got? Dazelle.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
Sorry, I've just seen that in the list and got sidetracked with it. But no, if you, it's fine to have those long shots, to have those shots from outside the box and the sort of 18, 20-yard shots. But if they're weak chances and you're skying them, you're not even threatening the keeper.
No.
I'd rather recycle them. or we get working on those opportunities and like, right, you've got to fucking make the keeper work. You've got to get it on target. Especially from free kicks. If you get any free kicks around the box, you've got to make them work for it.
Well, how do you reckon are they going to cut? Because I haven't got someone to come in and talk about this, but they're going to just come to our place and just play for a point or nick something from a set. But this is going to be like a League One game from last season, and I think we might struggle to break them down again, unless they've worked on something that can a new formula of breaking teams down. Now, Chris Davis has said he's watched them all their games this season, like he always does. He knows where they're strong. He knows where they're weak. Well, let's make all these games you've watched count for once then, or for once this season.
I know where they're strong and where they're weak because I've just looked on whoscores.com.
Yeah, well
yeah.
done.
And they're very weak defending against long shots. So, but that only works if you hit the target. But yeah, go on then. We haven't got a Portsmouth and we haven't got a Ben from Blues Breakdown. What would you line up with? Beadle.
Yeah.
See,
I think Boss being back from suspension, I think for me definitely has to start at right back again now. I don't want to see Iwata at right back again.
Before we move on to I think he's done a good job there, by the way, Iwata, filling in. It's an all right job.
He's been fine.
Yeah.
But we've got two actual right backs by trade. Let's put them in their correct position. And as we said earlier, we've not seen the best of Boss. So, we're at home. Let's have him flying down the wing, whereas you've got Patrick Roberts cutting inside or whatever.
I'm going to say something before we get on to defenders. Beadle, you were straight in with, he plays. For me,
you said it first.
No. Yeah, no, I was saying for you. I think I'm not completely comfortable with him.
I'm not comfortable with him or Allsop, but I think Allsop was really, really poor, and Beadle deserved his chance. I don't think he's done much wrong to lose that place.
See, I think that there's a few times that he's rushed out and just missed the ball that put everyone under pressure.
There was once, I think that might have been Preston. I think I really
wasn't it consecutive games?
Yeah, there was one in each game. You missed one, I think.
May have missed it.
You were in a hot tub or something.
Yeah.
But it was consecutive, and it was all it was. He was literally only saved by pretty much goal line clearance, wasn't he?
The other thing for me is I've seen the word commanding, and I don't know what you class as commanding.
He's more commanding of his box than Allsop is. I've actually been quite surprised by how more commanding he's been.
He comes for things.
It looked to me like it's been a problem when he's been at Sheffield Wednesday.
Do you know what I don't like? The slappiness. Like slapping. It's not volleyball. You're a keeper. You've got the option to use your hand. If you come out and do a massive punch and get rid of the ball, fine. But there's been opportunities where the balls come in, just catch it, and it's like flapping.
Yeah, I think the problem for me is, and I said this last season with Allsop, was he doesn't come off his line. He just stays there and very rarely comes for anything.
Yeah.
Okay, quick comment. Go on.
Quick comment from the chat on this debate. Allsop more calming? Is that what you kind of get?
100% for me.
But he's not though.
No, I feel more calm, especially when we're in possession. But actually, I feel
Allsop was really as his. So there's two things with Allsop is people talk about how good his distribution is. It is good, but it's better than you're not going to find many goalkeepers that sort of distribution. But this season, it's been nowhere near as good as last season, which might be something to do with opposition, which I find kind of weird.
Could be to do with how we've been playing as well, though.
A lot of teams are wise to his diagonals, and he was very sloppy playing out from the back. And there's 2 or 3 times when he's been caught out. Beadle is not as good with his feet, but I wouldn't expect him to be because I don't think anybody else in the league is as good as Allsop with his feet. but actually he's far more competent, and I think he's grown in confidence, and I think the players are more comfortable taking the ball off him now as well. I'm not. He's less of a worry. I said earlier in the window when we signed him that we should have signed a better goalkeeper, not someone that's around the same. So yeah, awesome.
We've already said that we didn't have the money to improve areas, so I think they've just done what they could.
Well, but that was earlier in the he was the
I
first
know,
signing.
yeah, no, but I just mean in general that wasn't
but
as a priority position for them.
But then you've gone and spent how much on a Premier League goalkeeper on loan?
Yeah,
Probably covering his wages. You know, it's again good off on a tangent here, but that was at the start of the window. He was the first signing. There is absolutely no excuse for that one. As the window goes on, you can point to that.
Yeah.
That predates signing
I
Kyogo, Gray, and
I know, but I think it's a less
where the
risky
real
challenge,
money went.
wasn't it? A challenge, a less risky signing, because you're not spending a lot of money on someone that you've got for 5 years.
I mean, I think we wanted him permanently, didn't we? As well, they wouldn't sell him, so and that would have been daft
I know
money.
they said they won't sell him, but I don't know. I'm jury's out for me. I'm not sold on him. I know that a lot of people are saying that they're confident in him and they're comfortable with him, but not for me at the moment.
Allsop surprised me in League One because I thought I thought it was really good. Distribution was excellent. But the Ryan Allsop we've seen this season was the Ryan Allsop I'd seen a lot of in the Championship, and that's what bothered me. There was a lot. Yeah, we should have been trying to raise. We've said this before: raise the ceiling of the goalkeeping department, not raise the floor.
Yeah,
they're both better than Bailey Peacock Farrell.
Well,
nearly
there's
did
that.
it.
Yeah.
Nearly did it. But, yeah.
Okay. Moving up the pitch slightly, maybe slightly ahead. Matthew, I think we may have mentioned how much better we're looking with Keshi Anderson in.
I think we're a better team when he plays. It's where we fit him in, I guess, isn't it? So, I mean, yeah, I think Chris Davis says that Damari Gray was carrying an injury.
I'd take him over Damari Gray.
I would at the moment as well. I know a lot of people wouldn't, and a lot of people still maybe play him on the right. Maybe you've got the ability to play Anderson, Gray, and Roberts, but then, do you play Kyogo up top or do you play Stansford up top? There's quite a lot of there's a lot of possibilities there because we've still got Dukes, we've still got Willemson to come back as well, and I think we might have missed Willemson over this last month or so.
I think we have. I mean, he's coming back now, isn't he? Dukes is coming back as well. So,
well, apparently Willemson's coming back. He's closer than Davis said a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know how true that actually is. But
I was told the other week that he's not far off.
He wasn't even training in the last press conference, and now apparently he's not far away. So, like, what is it?
But yeah, so for me, I mentioned it earlier. I think that those. Do you want to go through the team back to front? I can't see Beadle being replaced.
They won't make another change unless there's probably a
calamity.
Or a number of them before they'll switch back.
Yeah.
But
so
Bosch, Clara, Neumann, or they put it as Neumann, Clara. I still think they should swap them around.
Agreed.
Especially as Neumann played left of a back three in Germany, it still makes no sense. Cochrane, obviously. For me, I would definitely go with Doyle and Leonard. Certainly at home as well.
So for me, this is where it's a toss up a little bit. I think Doyle's got to start because I think his performances recently have been one of the positives.
I think Lennon's performance has been pretty good, even in games that we lost.
He has. I think the only thing is there that Peck's not going to be in there. because you can't play him in the 10. He's not a number 10 for
He's
me.
not a 10. He's fairly anonymous, and then when he does, when he has had any influence, it's been for the wrong reasons. I've been quite disappointed with him, but again, he's not a 10.
No.
It's not his fault, but I think because Davis trusts him so much. But I think he needs to realize that he is expendable to a point. He's a lovely footballer, don't get me wrong, but we've not seen the best of him the last few games.
No.
And that's not just when he's been in the 10. He's just not
Just
been.
in general. I don't think we have it for the season.
But I think it's all down to there's just been a lack of cohesion amongst the team anyway, and it doesn't when Blues admin wants to show some silky skill of Peck to then play the ball back to the goalkeeper 40 yards away.
That for me is where you need someone alongside. So that
if you'd done that the other way round,
yeah,
it'd be far more impressive.
But that Peck and Iwata partnership, that's where you don't get anything progressive from it. Yeah. It's slow, it's side to side, it's backwards, and it's then handed off to someone else to try and do it, at which point we've slowed everything down too much. We said last season about Leonard's got that forward thinking in him and then he got dropped. Doyle's shown it this season. I think I'm happy to say even not have both of them there at the same time. If that's too forward thinking, then play one of them with Peck. And I think if you do that, you've got to play Doyle. For me, it'd be both of them. But yeah. I can sort of see him wanting a little bit of that stability. And although Leonard has stepped up and learned Davis's ways of
it's a funny
putting a lid on it a little bit.
It's a funny development arch there, isn't it, with Davis, and certainly starting more games now than I ever imagined. In fact, at some point during the summer, I wasn't even sure he'd even be in the squad.
Yeah,
he's a real investment because I think he can go on to be a very, very good player.
Yeah, agreed.
For what we bought him for, is peanuts. It's that front three or the front four that we need to find the right combination in. And again, I think for me, Roberts has to always start on that right-hand side.
Agreed.
I would play Keshi because I think we're a better team with him in. I understand that, we might look that the chances are that if Gray is fully fit, that he'd probably start. Maybe you do play Keshi in the 10. I think Kyogo's got to start for me at home.
I can't see him not playing Stano.
This is the thing, yeah. So do you play them both again like we did against Ipswich? Because actually they looked pretty dangerous, the pair of them against Ipswich to a point. Maybe you like to see that as long as we're moving the ball quickly, then why not try that again? Yeah, I mean, we've got people. I mean, ultimately, the team that we start with isn't going to team that we finish with. He likes to use his starters and finishers. So we've got players that can come on and make a difference.
Not subs anymore. They're starters and finishers.
We've got a squad that can make a difference. So I don't think it matters too much what we start with. I mean, obviously, if you go out and hammer them like 3 or 4-0, then obviously, is that down to the team you've started with, or is it down to the team you finish with, or is it a bit of both?
I think ultimately as well, Kyogo, like
we need him to score.
We need him to play, and the problem is at the moment that we're not creating. If he plays, we might create him 2 chances. And you said when we signed him that we probably need him to have 4 or 5 chances.
We create more when he's on the pitch,
but that's because he's going to stretch teams. He's going to He's going to give the rest of the team more space to create and play.
Surely we can see this. Surely the data tells us we create more chances when he's on the pitch. So even if he's missing these chances, he's still getting into dangerous positions. Think of it the way that, yes, he misses a chance, but the goalkeeper saves it, pushes it into danger, and someone's there just to put it away. If he doesn't score, worst case scenario is probably blasting it over or something, isn't it? But
Wow.
he has to start for me, and I think he has to start in a run of games as well to
Agreed.
get some rhythm, because coming off the bench for 20 minutes is doing him no favours at all. And I've spoken to Celtic fans when we signed him, and they said, look, he will miss chances, but he doesn't let it get to him, and he's back on it again. I'm starting to feel like this is getting to him now, because he's had other opportunities and he's not taken them, and then he's been in and out of the team.
But it's the ones that he's then banged in the net. So the one at Wrexham,
Yeah,
lovely finish, unorthodox but lovely finish, offside, and it's like
Ipswich one,
the Ipswich one as well. But I mean that was at the start of that run. The Wrexham one was like he was bang out of form in front of goal, so he's missed a lot of chances at that point. But for me, I'm completely with you. We've got to put him in 3, 4, 5 games and just go, have a go. We'll try and create chances.
So we've agreed that we need to play with 12 players and
Yes.
Kyogo. Do you know what? I'm getting to the point where I just don't care. Just find a fucking formula that works, both as personnel and with a style of play or passages of play or patterns of play that we can open up these defenses with.
It's perfectly positioned there by Zarking in the chat. The past few games while Duck was injured would have been perfect for him. Do you know what? Probably spot on, because now you've got this guy coming back that everyone says can be key. And do you know what? He probably can be.
I want those two playing together at some point. I want them to see them have a handful of games together and see how they get on.
Yeah. Right. I think we've sort of settled on an 11, haven't we?
We're 12 or 13.
12
so
or
we've now
13,
got Dukes in there as well. We've got 3 10s.
No, for me, he's got to come back in gradually. We can't
because we can't have him getting injured again. This is another problem with recruitment as well. We've signed a load of players who seem to get injured. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Should we have some predictions?
Yeah, Dave.
I'm going to keep picking Kyogo 3 scores.
You got your 1-0 right against Preston.
Yeah, thanks for not making the table.
Yeah, sorry, I've been busy.
You'll update. I'm going to go for Kyogo as well, by the way.
Kyogo 1-0.
Matthew?
I weirdly feel confident about Saturday, and I don't know if I'm just delirious, but I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to go Kyogo also.
You're going to be asleep by kickoff, aren't you?
I probably fucking will be, yeah. My flight is at 6 o'clock in the morning. I get into Birmingham at 7, so I'm after what will be a fairly late night as well. So, it's going to be rough.
So, starting 11, Beadle. I'm not getting points for this, by the way, Dave. Just before you say I'm making things up again, I'm just going through them again. What did we say? Starting 11.
Didn't really...
Beadle, Boss, Neumann, Clara, Cochrane, Leonard, Doyle, Anderson, Stansfield, Kyogo, Roberts.
That's what I'd probably go with.
Yeah, I think I would as well. Only because I can't see him dropping Stano as I think.
It wouldn't be surprised me if Gray was in there instead of Anderson.
Yeah.
But I would hope it's something like that anyway.
Yeah.
What are you going to score?
I'm going to one-up your 2-0 Chewy, and I'm going to go 3-0 Blues.
So we've gone 1, 2, 3-0.
Yeah.
And you're going to go Kyogo as well?
You know that they're going to score straight away, so all of our scores are fucking straight out the window as soon as we kick off. And you've all gone Kyogo, haven't you?
Yeah.
Come on. Same.
A hat-trick of Kyogo's. For a hat-trick, Kyogo.
There you go.
There you go. So Kyogo's got a score.
Not a Kyogo hat-trick.
I don't know why I feel positive about this game. I've spent most of this podcast moaning about how we've been playing football, and I don't know why I suddenly felt positive about it.
Yeah, 3-0 Kyogo hat-trick. but he's only got to score 1 for my bonus point. But yeah, well done on the Preston prediction, Dave. Well done. I haven't. I'll check the table next week. All good. All done.
All good.
Finished.
I'll see you gents on Saturday.
Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for everyone who's joined in the comments. It's been very busy tonight, so cheers, fellas, and potentially ladies. Cheers, everyone.
And all those in between.
And all of the genders that have joined. Thanks for joining.
Hashtag woke Chris.
I've only just become a celebrity and now I'm going to be cancelled. Okay. Yeah. See you Saturday. Thank you everyone for listening. And until next time, keep right on.
Keep right on.
Keep right on.
I've gone really red.